Hi everyone. Steroids are known to be used for many reasons. From the medical field for people with tissue deterioration diseases to military use in World War II by the Nazis. Throughout this speech, I'm going to inform you about the effects of steroids are on the body, both physically and mentally, and a little bit of history, and as well as why and who uses them. So here's a little simple definition about what a steroid is. They're hormones or hormone-like substances that are used to increase strength and promote muscle growth. How does it affect the body physically and mentally? Because steroids have chemical structure of sex chromosomes, testosterone, it causes the body to enhance male characteristics such as increased muscle mass, facial hair, and deepening of voice. Steroid users typically stop usage for about a week periodically to allow their natural testosterone levels to come back to normal, because you're putting so much synthetic stuff in your body. So when that's why sometimes you may hear of people that are using steroids become sterile. It can also cause stunted growth in teens, liver tumors, abnormal enlargement of the heart muscle, increased breast growth in males, and muscle aches. The mental effects of steroids are extensive use of steroids have negative effects on the brain, similar to those caused by illicit drugs. These include affecting dopamine and serotonin levels, which are chemicals in the brain, which affects how happy and stuff you are. These can lead to psychological changes such as depression, aggression, mood swings. For some individuals, these steroids occur, or these effects of steroids occur while taking the drug. For others, psychological changes may only begin to appear when a person attempts to stop taking the drug, which in this case, the person is getting withdrawal symptoms. And for those of you who grew up in the 90s, they're about my age, about 18, 20, you guys used to all watch WWE or WWF back in the day. So everyone's heard of this guy right here, Chris Benoit. Unfortunately, in June 2007, he brutally murdered his wife and his kid. He bound his wife by the hands and the feet, and she died of asphyxiation. And then his son, he choked him to death in his bed, and then hung himself after on his weight set. So, according to LA Times, they did some researches about who gave him the steroids, and he had psychologists that he would talk to and vent to and stuff about, and they found that when he started taking steroids, he became really depressed and everything I was explaining earlier. So, so here's a little bit of history about the steroids. In 1849, a scientist named Berthold would cut off the testicles of a bird, or type of bird, and would see what type of characteristics that would change. And the biggest one that they noticed was the sexual characteristics, the way he would interact. So with that started the controversial study of testosterone levels. In 1929, another experiment conducted by a fellow scientist tried to extract the chemical that was found in bull testicles. In 1954, steroids became an option in sports, and the first to be reported to use them were the Soviets in weightlifting competitions in Austria. They dominated every single lift, almost every lift, in almost every weight class. In 1967, the Olympic Council finally had opened their eyes to steroids, and they began to ban them. In 1972, they began a drug testing program, and then in 1982, 10 years later, they were able to find the levels of testosterone and use them to read if they were taking steroids. Nothing much has changed since 1982 other than the types of steroids, and the rules have pretty much stayed the same. You're pretty much banned from the sport if you're found taking one. So who uses steroids anyways? Well, there's a common misconception. Everyone thinks that steroids are only used by athletes and bodybuilders. Yes, bodybuilders are more widely known to use steroids, but they're not the only ones using them. Despite for many years, steroids have been part of medical and therapeutical fields. They have been known for promoting bone growth and in treatment of chronic wasting conditions such as cancer and AIDS. It doesn't stop people from dying that have AIDS, but they're known to live a longer, happier life when they're taking steroids. Despite the medical advances in steroids, they also have a infamously abused character, which is their muscle building. When an athlete finds him or herself in a tough spot, they'll turn to steroids to increase muscle mass, physical strength in a short amount of time, or they're also used for injuries to recover. The biggest known name for steroid using in sports, I would say, would be Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds is among the finest caliber of baseball players. His accomplishment and awards speak for themselves. His career lasted from 1986 to 2007. He holds numerous MLB records, including the all-time Major League home run record with 672 home runs and 73 in a single season. He then became a violent. He broke Mark McGwire's record in 2001 by three home runs, and was found using steroids called cream, clear, as well as insulin, human growth hormone, testosterone, decanonate, trenbolone, which is a steroid created to improve the muscle quality and calorie. He then became a violent person and threatened people with their lives, which then he was reported. He was forced to retire. So if you want to get big and buff and willing to put in the work and look like this, then you have to be prepared for the negative side effects like mood swings, liver tumors, and possibly looking like this. Thank you.
All right, Nabiha, what did you think?
I feel like he started off really quickly, didn't really set up an introduction, but then he spoke really, like, I could hear him, I didn't have a tough time hearing him, and I think he had good information, like good facts and good information on the topic, but he had some problems with transitions. I was kind of having a hard time following, but I think he just needed to read through his information one more time to just get an idea of where he was going to go. But overall, it was a pretty good presentation, and I like the pictures and stuff and the stories behind that.
All right.